Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cat Sports, and we're back in the basketball. We have time to talk about the first two games of the series against the Knicks for the Pistons. And, they probably should be up 2-0 after a very poor performance in the fourth quarter of game one when they let up 21 straight points, which is not what you need. They got outscored by 19 points in that fourth quarter. They were up, I believe, by at least 8. I might be wrong with that one. Going into the fourth, and then he just blew it.
Well, I think losing Isaiah Stewart hurt them defensively or whatever it is. They couldn't seem to adjust to that. They don't seem to be a very good 3-point shooting team, at least not so far.
Beasley's their main guy, but they haven't done well in the three. Surprisingly, they have not. They were 46% in game one, 47%.
Oh, they were better? Okay.
On field goals. No, this is in game one still. 47% on field goals, so inside the 3-point. But the other issue in game one was turnovers. You had a lot of them. You were not very disciplined, which, again, ended up biting you in the butt a little bit with that one.
Yeah, like 21 turnovers.
Yeah, they had 21 to 11, but they did really good rebounding the ball. They just could not really hold on to the ball, which is, again, it's what's going to happen. You're a young team. But game two, you came out, you had the same situation, and you held your ground. You won 194, ended up making it out of New York with a 1 win, which is what we said you at least needed to do. But they did shoot worse, 22% in 3 points in game two, which is terrible. But you're 44% again in field goal, which wasn't great. But neither were the Knicks. They were 28%.
Well, you got two defensive teams. Two defensive teams playing against each other. Even though, like I said, as little as I've watched pro basketball in the last few years, it just seems like they do not let these.
No, the game two showed that they will just call anything with flopping all over the place. The Knicks main guy Brunson was just flopping, trying to get as many fouls as you can. And again, that's part of the game now, right? You want to try and just get the calls, but it's what a lot of people say is the reason they don't watch basketball anymore because
it's hard to watch.
They're not tough. They're not tough at all. They're soft.
That I was brought up on, and I just think, like I said, let these guys. And I'm not saying it was all Detroit. I've seen a few.
It's on both sides,
right? It's on both sides.
Soft. They play soft now.
They don't let people play defense, and I just not the defense I'm used to seeing.
But overall, Pistons really won that second game off of rebounds. They had 48-34, and they didn't turn over the ball as much. 16 turnovers, but both teams struggled to shoot the ball. But hey, it's what we said you needed to do to win this series. Is to win one game in New York. You really should have won both. There will be arguments on the Knicks side saying they should have won both.
Right.
But really, you were up by a good amount. You should not have let up that much. Just taking an easy 2 here or there between that 21 straight points, you probably would have won that first game because you would have taken their momentum away.
Well, I'm looking. I think I kind of got a feeling maybe they'll be a little nervous being in front of the home crowd, but I hope not. I think they have a good opportunity here to go up 2-1 on the Knicks and put some pressure on them.
They have a very good opportunity to be up 3-1.
Well, I don't.
They have a good. Win both games. I don't know if they'll win both, but you're coming home to a crowd that hasn't had a home playoff game since 2017, 2018. You just won your first playoff game since 2008.
Yep.
There's going to be a lot of energy in that building. Come Thursday. Knicks are favored by 1.5 for the game, but I think the Pistons are going to end up making it out winning probably that first one.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they're going to be so hyped. Crowd's going to be crazy down there at the LCA, and I don't know. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to see. Like I said, it was. I enjoyed watching them. I haven't watched pro ball in a while. I just noticed how soft everybody is.
They're soft. They're not. They don't play as hard now. But again, it's going to come down to and again, you're going to see how they're going to go about it. I know a lot of people want them to also bring back the old intro from when they used to be in the playoffs all the time.
Maybe
bring back the final countdown.
That's a little dated.
Yeah,
I
I
hated
mean,
that song back then, but it was fun for basketball.
I would say they might. We'll see what they end up doing for their first home game, the first playoff game overall in LCA.
Right.
So
That's sad. That's very sad.
first playoff game, we'll see how that atmosphere ends up being, but it should be cool. We'll see how it looks. They play at 7 o'clock on Thursday, 1 o'clock on Sunday.
All right.
So they're gonna have a break. They're gonna have a breather, which is weird that they have so many days off
They
in
need it
between
with
games,
Stewart.
but
They need to get Stewart in there, I think, to win this series. They need to get Stewart
some
back.
aggressiveness.
Yeah,
Someone who's not afraid to punch someone in the
that's right.
face.
That's right. We need a Malice at the Palace again. I don't know what we'll call it at the LCA though.
But we'll see what ends up happening. I think the Pistons can win both. They'll probably split it. Again, this is either going to be a 6 or 7 game series. It is not going to be a quick 5 or 4 game series.
I don't think so either. I think it'll go 6 or 7.
So we'll see what ends up happening. Again, first 2 games we're good. You're learning. You're a young team. I think they can again if they play like they did in New York and just play consistently and not let that 21-0 run happen again. I think they can win both.
Well, that's what they
But
got to learn.
but
That's
you're gonna
playoff
play
thing.
well.
There is no taking anything off. You got to play.
Yeah, we'll see what ends up happening. Not too much. Again, we're not big basketball guys, so we don't have in depth, but just our initial views on what's going on. But it should be a good next 2 games. The next 3, really. We'll leave it there, though. If you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think about the Pistons' first 2 games and their chances of winning this series. Again, if they win, they're likely playing the Celtics, which would be pretty irritating. But, until next time, we'll see everybody soon.